Look at the life of this 87-year-old political stalwart that passed away this morning. Ahmed Kathrada, fondly known as Uncle Kathy, died from post-brain surgery complications. Madiba's close friend had been admitted in a Johannesburg hospital.
Born on the 21st of August 1929, Ahmed Muhammad Kathrada was also fondly referred as Kathy. He was born in the small country town of Reneke in the Western Transvaal to South African Indian Muslim immigrant parents from Surat in India. Due to apartheid, he could not be admitted to any of the European or African schools in the area, and thus he had to move to Johannesburg to be educated. He became a political activist at the early age of 12 when he joined the Young Communist League of South Africa. He took part in various activities such as handing out leaflets and performing volunteer work in the individual passive resistance against the Pegging Act in 1941. During World War II, he was involved in the anti-war campaign of the non-European United Front. While Kathrada was a student at the University of the Witwatersrand, he was sent as a delegate of the Transvaal Indian Youth Congress to the Third World Festival of Youth and Students World Youth Festival of 1951 in Berlin. As a result of the growing cooperation between the African and Indian Congresses in the 1950s, Kathrada came into close contact with African National Congress leaders such as Nelson Mandela and Walter Sisulu. He was one of the 156 accused in the 4-year treason trial, which lasted from 1956 to 1960. Eventually, all of the accused were found not guilty. After the ANC and various other anti-apartheid organizations were banned in 1960, Kathrada continued his political activities despite repeated detentions and increasingly severe house arrest measures against him. In order to be free to continue his activities, Kathrada went underground early in 1963. On the 11th of July 1963, Kathrada was arrested at the South African internal headquarters of Umkhonto weSizwe in Rivonia near Johannesburg. Although Kathrada was not a member of Umkhonto weSizwe, he became one of the accused in the famous Rivonia trial, which started in October 1963. He was charged with sabotage and attempting to overthrow the government by violent means. The trial ended in June 1964. Kathrada was sentenced to life imprisonment along with Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, Govan Mbeki, Andrew Mlangeni, Beline, Elias Motsoaledi, Raymond Mhlaba and Dennis Goldberg. For the following 18 years, Kathrada was confined to the Robben Island Maximum Security Prison along with most of his Rivonia trial colleagues. In October 1982, he was moved to Pollsmoor Maximum Prison near Cape Town to join others such as Mandela, Sisulu, Mhlaba and Mlangeni, who had been moved there a few months before. While in jail on Robben Island and in Pollsmoor, Kathrada completed his bachelor's degrees in history, criminology and bibliography, as well as honors degrees in history and African politics through the University of South Africa. On the 15th of October 1989, Kathrada, along with Jeff Masimola, Raymond Mhlaba, Beline, Wilton Mkwai, Andrew Mlangeni, Elias Motsoaledi, Oscar Mpeta and Walter Sisulu were released from Johannesburg prison. After the unbanning of the ANC in February 1990, Kathrada served on the interim leadership committees of both the ANC and the South African Communist Party. He resigned from the latter position when he was elected to the ANC National Executive Committee in July 1991. During the same year, he was appointed as head of ANC Public Relations as well as a fellow of the University of the Western Cape's Mayibuye Centre. Bureau Report, ANN7.